today we have Aiki Senpai and
Hello.
me, and we have our one of our fans here who is Zapdos the Master. Say hello, Zapdos.
Oh,
Okay, so we'll be talking about like the Black Clover chapter 285 review. And we're going to be talking about Nietzsche's strategy plans, choose to leave Jack to deal with the Dona, and can Nietzsche put a fight with Lilith and Naamah, and the real Nith, and what happened to Morgan. And we are going to rate the chapter after we talk about it. So let's start with the let's talk about
Nacht.
Nox. I keep not
German, remember Nacht.
not not strategy plans to choose to leave Jack and deal with Dante. So Aiki, what do you think about that?
Oh man. When the chapter started, or this entire thing started, I think in the very beginning, the first thing he thinks about is how can we deal with this?
Mhm.
And you know what? This strategic planning right here is literally this. This is what makes him the GOAT. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah.
Nacht is intelligent and he's strong. And he's the first thing that happens is when he sees these things pop up, he's automatically thinking, how can we get past this? All right, maybe we split them up. Like I'll leave what is it, Jack? I'll leave Jack to Dante, and I'll have to deal with the two of these. Because there's no way Jack was gonna be able to deal with those demons or devils. There's no way possible.
Mhm.
So I honestly thought this would be a good plan for him to do this.
Mhm.
But they are creepy. I'm not gonna lie. They're just going off over and over again. Torment, break. Oh, let's toy with them and stuff like that. And they're talking about kill and stuff.
Yeah.
they are like, I thought Dante was weird, but then they came into the picture and now they're just like muttering random things. Jack is I don't know how Jack's gonna be Dante. I don't know how that's gonna be a thing.
Okay. And what about you, Zapdos?
I don't think Nacht. The backstory behind Nacht and how Tabata revealed that he had a twin, and the real Nacht, the Nacht that's fighting the demons right now. I think that's the Nacht who isn't the real. Oh, this is a tongue twister.
The real Nacht.
The real. There's just so many Nocts everywhere. So Nacht, I don't think he's gonna survive the fight with the two demons. I think the two demons are gonna pummel him. Like he might have a sliver of life left before some reinforcements come in.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
He's doing well against them though. He really is.
He is, but like it's outnumbered, and they're like pretty high-ranking devils.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
All right. And what do you think cannot go up against put up a fight with against Lilith or Nara? I can't say her name.
he can.
Naamah.
Like I feel like the demons would win in the end.
Yeah. This as they're fighting right now, like I think this little mix up they got going on. I think his initial attack to stun them, I was like, all right, here we go. We get to see what he can do, and we actually get to see these like him and his devils fight against him. And when he went into the little rooster form and just he did the what is it called? I think it was like something called characteristic call. When he went and did that, I was like, holy crap! He ambushed them, pulled them into the depths of the shadows, and I was like, he better do something. He better do something good because this dude's dead. And he talks about that too. He talks about it, and like I think it's interesting. He's he throws up his mana zone, and then he engulfs them in darkness. And I wanted to see this. I wanted to see exactly what Nacht can do, and the fact that he has to do it against two devils. Gosh, oh man, I honestly don't think any of the other captains could do this, but I guess we'll see in and out of this chapter because we did see what he looked like before.
Excuse
Nacht
me,
isn't a captain.
Yami.
I love Yami. I love Yami. I do. But these I don't know. These guys are like some Logie fruit looking kind of freaks. I'm not gonna lie. Like he tried to attack one, and what happened? And like the dude was just like, like it did nothing to him.
But he went against a Dante.
He went against what?
Went against Dante, and well, he did okay against Dante until Dante activated his body magic.
Yeah, Dante's a freaking nature though. He is absolutely a freaking nature to be regenerating constantly over and over and over again. Like no one can beat him really, besides Asta. Like that's literally the only person that can beat him.
He kind of technically have the demon's power, Lucifer. So it's kind of like
Lucifer. Yeah, he does. That is true.
so.
And that's how he creates. That's how he generates his gravity.
What about you, Zapdos? Do you think Nacht has a chance to beat the demons?
If it's a 1v1, probably. But if it's a 2v2, I don't know. Because the demons are twins. So I would figure they would have good fighting compatibility,
That's true.
Do you think that's their weakness, though? Because that could also be used against their weaknesses. I mean, they fight together.
True, but right now, Nacht isn't taking advantage of the demon, Usually their nature is like to hate each other and stuff. But I don't think Nacht's taking the advantage of that right now. He's just trying to play defensive so he can wait it out and let reinforcements come in and help him.
That is true. Okay, so let's go to the next question. And the next question with the real Nacht. And what happened to Morgan?
Oh man. So what happened to Morgan? Honestly, as soon as they introduce this thing, when they bring back like this little past thing, you know what? Jack brought something up, and he was like, "I know this guy, but this is not his power." As soon as he said that, like I knew something was up. When we knew that there was like another brother, I knew something was up. And then when they end up introducing that there's the good brother and the bad brother and stuff like that, that's when I started piecing together. I was like, oh, I see what you did. I honestly think there was some kind of like, I don't know, like retribution type of death. And like he made a promise to his brother or something. Either he made a promise to his brother or he did something. I don't know what it is, but he's definitely taking the place of his brother. He definitely is.
Honestly, Ike, when I saw that, like when Jack said that, I was like, okay. And then when they went to like the demon, the house where what's that called? Where
you saw the picture?
Yeah, the picture, and Asta was coming in saying, "Who's this house?"
Yeah.
And this house. There's like two brothers, remember, two? And then the one scratched out. To me, I was like, something might have happened here or something. So, but I don't want to go Full Metal Alchemist kind of thing because I felt like someone has to sacrifice.
It's a Full Metal Alchemist. Oh man.
Because I was thinking like that too. I was like, I don't want to go Full Metal Alchemist, like because it feels like it. It's like, oh, because it makes sense. You have to sacrifice something in order to gain something, and I had a feeling that he kind of sacrificed his brother.
Sacrificed his brother
to gain that power.
Oh gosh, oof.
I mean,
that's interesting.
I don't think he like. As much as he's close to his brother, like there's something about him, and like for him, he just smile and he hates Yami, and he hates the people. So to me, I feel like he's willing to use what's beneficial to him, and if he sees like he needs a human sacrifice, he will use his brother as a benefit to gain power.
But that whole thing wasn't like a human sacrifice kind of thing, was it?
Yeah, because remember when Asta was trying to, and when he was training Asta, he said that they have to enslave the demons in order to get fully power, and like Asta's like no. And then he looked at him like, what? Like, like kind of thing. And then they did say that you need a human sacrifice or something in order to gain its power. Since Asta doesn't need that human, he already sacrificed his arm for it. That's why, for me, I think that if he didn't want to use himself. He got his brother, his
I don't remember that. Wow.
twin.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's why I literally think that he sacrificed his brother. That's what I think. And as censored as that is, that's what I feel. What about you, Zapdos?
Oh, so what I think is, I think Nacht has like some sort of magic that allows him to manipulate the memories of others and to take magic from others. Since I'm assuming that since Morgan looks like Nacht back when Nacht and Yami and William and Julius were all on the same wizard squad with Magic Knight squad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yep.
So if he looks like that and Morgan, it's clear he has like some sort of light colored hair. I think Morgan just took on the appearance of Nacht, manipulated the memories around, and took Morgan's magic. Since I'm assuming Morgan would have died a rather grisly death, and while the reality that they're living in is that
Mm-hmm.
Morgan manipulated to where he killed Morgan died and Nacht was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you got that mixed up though, because Noct is the one with the white hair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Morgan's the one with the black hair.
Yeah. You got messed up, Zapdos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When Yami comes into the intro and he yells, "Yo, Morgan!" Like he's talking to the one with the black hair. He's not talking to the one with the white hair.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but on that, I see where you're going with that and stuff like that. Like I think we haven't seen Morgan's power yet, but I think it's pretty interesting that Noct's name is Night, and then Morgan's name is like day, morning. I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
It might be a
it's like
balance
the
between their
opposite of each other.
powers. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which they're twin brothers, so I guess it's really easy for him to actually
Keep
fake
in
his
mind,
other brother.
keep in mind, Ike, sorry to interrupt you,
Mhm.
but it was like I had to inject something. But since they're twin brothers, that's why I said, like, could it be that he uses his instead of his body parts, he uses his own blood brother to sacrifice
I
for the
don't know about that because I don't think Yami would ever let him in a team if he did something like that. And I think
He looks like his brother.
yeah,
So
well,
I
the twins.
Twins.
Yeah,
What if they look identical?
yeah,
so
they're identical twins.
So even if Yami can, like think, I feel like Yami would have like he's a little, not intelligent as much as but yeah, even Jack said something is mysterious with it. But I think
Yeah,
Yami
I think because he noticed his powers wasn't the same powers.
but I feel like Yami would not care either way. Like cuz he would say something if he would.
That's interesting. All right, that's
Cuz
interesting.
like I noticed that because if he said something and even Jack quoted it and Morgan was it thing, then there's thing because it makes sense if or maybe we could do this backwards. Maybe not the real Knock died and Morgan is taking the name of Knock.
Good. And like Morgan has the magic the real Nacht has.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's oh man, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Or
That
maybe this
I didn't think
entire
about it.
class.
I didn't think about it in reverse.
Yeah, it's reverse because if that's the case, then it would make sense that him and Yami would be close and stuff, and
Mhm.
then their relationship and stay. But it would have made sense that like for example the real Knock maybe died like I said or something, and he summoned the demon, and that's why his magic changed.
Hmm.
That really is interesting. I was thinking about because of the way they introduced Morgan and Nock, the good son, the bad son, and you know how Yami is. He doesn't look for like the good people for the Black Bulls. It's not. He never looks for like the best people for the Black Bulls. He looks for the delinquents for the Black Bulls.
Yeah.
I felt like I was hoping that Nock, the one we have now, the one we see that's fighting now, ended up changing his appearance to be more like his brother or something.
Mhm.
And like the one that he's talking trash to and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe there might be a tragic moment where his brother gets killed, and then he
Or
ends up
got
like
sa-
blaming
or got
everyone.
or got sacrificed either way.
Yeah, or got sacrificed, whichever it is.
Mhm.
And like I just feel like the Nacht that we're seeing now that they're introducing to us, we're probably
Mhm.
the next chapter. We're probably
Mhm.
definitely going to see like we're probably going to see either another flashback with
Mhm.
some battle,
Mhm.
or we're going to know exactly what happened to his brother. Like
Mhm.
we're going to know whether his brother died, whether he was sacrificed, whether it was any of those one of the things.
Mhm.
But I'm excited for it. I like this entire chapter because I like
Mhm.
Nacht. I like Nacht as a character. He's an absolute badass, and I think he's worth
Mhm.
being the vice captain for the Black Bulls. I do.
I do too, but I don't know which one the real one is because for me, like that's why I was like, I was like, so confused when I read
Mhm.
this because and then I went really backward. He said to Asta about sacrificing
Mhm.
and the demons and stuff like that, and how he explained how demon ritual is. In my head, it pops out. Maybe that's why he sacrificed or something or reverse. You never know what could happen.
Mhm.
And we could just theorizing it. What about you, Zapdos?
Oh, he's I think Tabata's expanding his backstory a lot more now.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just great because Nacht is one of those much more mysterious characters who popped out of nowhere to help train Asta, and I'm glad Tabata's giving him more backstory right
Oh
Mm-hmm.
man, I just realized something.
Mm-hmm.
I just went back to freaking 263
Mm-hmm.
very quick, and I looked at the part where Jack actually talks about his brother, and
Mm-hmm.
he goes, "You are question mark, but you're magic," and he says he's gone now. At first, when he says he's gone now in my head, I was like, oh, maybe this is like, oh, the old me died, but now it's making sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally making sense now. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh
That's why
God.
that's why I said maybe it's reverse. The real Knock might have died.
Oh wow.
You know? Like the real Knock was the guy with the blonde hair and stuff, and you know how Yamias wants to have the delinquent person. So yeah. Let's move on. What do you guys rate this chapter?
now.
I'm gonna let you take this one first, Zapdos, since you're the one that's always chatting in our live streams.
I believe this a 9 out of 10. The
Say it
9
again. I can hear you.
is not a 10 out of 10, mostly
What?
because I wanted more action on some of the other captains. But it
Mhm.
was pretty good because Tabata did expand the backstory on Nacht, just how he did like a backstory on Jack.
Yeah, definitely.
So I
What
think
about you?
it's a 9 out of 10.
Hmm.
Okay. What about you, Aiki?
Oh man. So I wanted to know this. Like, when they left us with that cliffhanger with Nox just all tethered and like bleeding and stuff like that. I was like, no, you can't do that to him. You just brought him in here and all badass and stuff. Um, and so when they went back, of course, they went back and they started showing us actually what went down. And just from the beginning of the start of it to him, his strategy, to him acting on the strategy, actually executing it, and then freaking following through. I know it wasn't what he thought it was going to be. He thought he was going to be able. Actually, he said he might die, but um, but I think the action and kind of showing us what he can do,
Mm-hmm.
interchanging between his devils and attacking. I
Mm-hmm.
thought I thought that was good. The show of him showing his potential, showing what he can do against these high level devils. I thought that was good. I thought it was really good. I did want to see a little more action because these devils seem way too overpowered. Like I don't know what it is. I know we talked about the ultimate magic before. I'm kind of happy that happened now because they're a little bit too overpowered, especially with Nacht fighting them.
Mm-hmm.
And moving from there into some memories and they left it on that cliffhanger again. Another cliffhanger that has to do with Nacht. You know what? They're just baiting and feeding us Nacht over and over and over again. And I'm gonna be extremely upset if they kill this guy off. I'm just saying.
I feel like they're gonna do that. Like honestly, if they're gonna make you think and then
they cannot do this. They cannot kill him off. They can't bring him into our life and then take him away like this. So you know what? I am not gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
I told you, bro.
The reason I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 is because just the build up, the strategy, just showing like all these things that he can do, and then showing us some powers that they can do, which I'm not sure if it's fire or like I know it's fire and ice. It looks like fire and ice, but I'm not sure. It kind of conflicting. I don't
we
see
have to wait for the anime.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to wait. But because of that, I would have made a 10 if we would have seen more fighting. I would have made it a 10, but I was happy with the ending. This cliffhanger and letting us know that, you know, he definitely is a twin. He definitely had a brother. Yami knew who he was. Not gonna lie, Yami looked pretty jacked, but young as well. So I think that's the reason I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, because it had great beginning. The content for the action was really good, and then left us with a cliffhanger. But I wanted to see more action. I probably would have given it a 10 out of 10 if they would have given me more action.
Okay. And honestly, I'm kind of the same, but I have to give it 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Hey.
Ooh.
I was like, honestly, the reason I gave it because I was so confused. I was like, wait, what? It don't make sense. And then I thought like it was just way not make sense. And then I went back. I was like, oh, okay. But at the same time, I was like, when I realized that, I just still have to give it 8 out of 10 for me. I like the backstory. I would give it, if only they gave us more to it, the lore and the action, like Aiki said, I would have loved it. But other than that, it would have been perfect.
Yeah,
But other than that, guys, if you have any questions for us, please comment below. There's a Q&A section. So if you have any questions in the manga right now or anything that you want to ask us, please feel free to comment or do in the live stream so we can answer your questions. So let's see. Do we have any question? Hey, Kiwi. This chapter. Okay. So let me just put this. We have a person named Akuma, and let's put him say, "Hey Kiwi, it's Akuma. This chapter was fire. What did you think?" Well,
our rating system told it.
our rating system already told it. But I guess I didn't say what I intake for it in more detailed. I would say this chapter was a bit like Aiki said, was a bait. It was a bait. It's a bait. Like honestly, I was on my edge on my seat because like the last chapter he was dead like this. I was like, what happened? And then you find out what happened. I'm like, and then you're nervous. Is he gonna die? Because I had a feeling that like that thing that is he gonna die? Please don't tell me he's gonna die. You know. So that's why. What about you, Zapdos? What do you think?
It was rather interesting. I love a good backstory chapter, but I wanted to see more of the captains, like Rill and Charlotte's fights and all the other guys. And I also wanted to see how Sally and them were doing too, evacuating with the citizens.
Mm-hmm. And guys, like I said, if you have any questions for us, let's see the questions so that we can give your opinions and whatsoever so that we could get more questions so we can answer your question because we already said what our take on the chapter. We want you to know what you like to the chapter and what you think about it.
Which I want to answer a little bit more for that question we had before.
Mhm.
So I like this chapter a lot because you know what? I like Nacht. Nacht is literally laying it out right now. He literally took control of the whole entire operation, and I'm happy to actually see some real content for him.
Mhm.
And just like this moment that he has to fight two devils,
Mhm.
uh, I really wanted to see more of his potential going against, helping the team and him leading a team. But him fighting by himself, man, I kind of wish we can get some more people to help him out because, like, I'm sorry, Jack is useless right now. I'm just gonna say it. He is
Yeah.
absolutely useless right now. If he wants to actually put some like he should not have gotten rid of Jack. I think he should have not probably should have fought Dante or found
Mhm.
some way to stun Dante, put him somewhere with a little paralyzed thing he just did, and then got Jack to use his he can cut anything magic to cut these demons, or these devils. Like that's just me. I would have preferred being together with another person. Yeah, Dante's kind of a whatever, but I feel like Dante probably would have clashed with these two
Yeah.
devils. That's
Yeah.
that's just me. Dante would probably been like, ha 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 ha, ha, I'm so powerful, ha 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 ha, and then they would have tried to attack, and he would have tried to attack, and he would have gotten in the way, and they wouldn't have cared. So I think he should have stayed and fought with Jack instead of separate, because that's
Mhm.
just I don't know what he thinks Jack's gonna do. All right,
Yeah.
is he gonna cut Dante? All he's gonna do is keep healing. So I don't
Mhm.
know. Nock he might just have to put out as much as he can until someone comes up and like helps him out because it's not good. It's not going a good way for them at all.
Mm.
Okay, so we have a question from Chili Cracker. Let's put Chili Cracker says here. Do you think Austin will join in anytime soon, or do you think that we will get a teen duo of Yuno and Asta, sorry. Asta fight again. Sorry. I thought that was Austin, sorry. Asta.
No. Can I start that off?
Yes.
All right. I don't think Asta and should fight again. I don't think they should team up or whatsoever. I think this right here is a good opportunity for the Black Bulls to fight as a team finally, or them to fight as a team with Nacht. Because now, what happens when your captain is gone? The second in command needs to pick up, or whoever's in the chain of command needs to pick up. So now that Nacht is the only person in charge, he needs to lead his team into this battle. That's just what I think. I think the team should be able to rejoice with Nacht, back him up, help him out, and they should like try and close these gates and beat as many people as possible. Hopefully they can do that. Hopefully they can do that. I think it would be a badass combo if Asta and Nacht were fighting against these devils. Oh,
Mhm.
it would be a clap session. That's what I think is going to happen. Honestly, I think it's going to be a clap session. Asta and him, because you got that anti-magic, and they got this, like I said earlier, this Loge fruit type of like body. I don't know what's going on. He like worked his body and was like, hello. I don't know what that was about. And like he's like kind
Yeah.
of talking down on him. So you know what? I think I don't want to see a and Asta fight again. I don't.
Okay.
I want to see a Black Bulls coming together, working together type fights. That's what I want to see. Since it's an all-out war against these people. That's what I want to see.
What about you, Zapdos?
Well, I don't think Yuno and Asta are gonna team up anytime soon, since Yuno is in the Spade Kingdom fighting with Finral's brother against Xenon, and
Mhm.
well, Asta's defending the kingdom back at home. So I don't think they're gonna team up anytime soon. But like the spatial guy from Finral's family and Nock could team up and try and beat the two devils. Like that'd be pretty cool. Cause like
Mhm.
they're both vice captains, and I would like to see that.
Yep. All right. And also my take for that one is honestly no. I really do not want and Asta being thing because for me it's like they're rivals. So I want one to achieve, the other one to achieve the other one lose because that makes it more like Asta has to work hard or has to work hard. Something has to lose or thing instead of being like together like they did in the
Mhm.
Elf arc. And I honestly like the Elf arc was amazing. I like the they're together, But like Ike said, we need to have that construction of black holes to be together as a union, as a family, as something, because you lost your leader. Where you need to work together to get back Yami, or else Yami's gonna die. So if you don't work with your vice captain, then what's gonna happen next?
Mhm. And they're all boosted up right now. Everyone's boosted up right now. Everybody's fired up. I can't wait till this little group. What is it? Freaking what is it? Finroll, Veronica. God
Yeah.
dang it. Why am I forgetting people's names?
All
The
right.
whole Black Clover crew. I hope they freaking like storm in like badasses trying to save Nacht. I absolutely hope that happens.
All
If
right.
that happens, just saying, I called it.
Okay, so before we move on, we have another question from Akuma. And Akuma said, I heard a theory that Nock is actually his brother because if you remember, Jack said that the Nock knew before he was completely different magic and all. What do you think?
Yep. Yeah. Can I answer?
Yeah.
All right.
Go
All
right.
right. All right. So if you look at that scene and the way Jack is talking to him and he's like looking at him and stuff like that, I actually have it pulled up. The way he's talking to him about that scene, it's like, wait a minute. Like he's like, you're not your brother and stuff like that. And it's very interesting because he even states that that's not the powers. Like that's not his same powers. He says, you are, and he question mark. He's like, wait a minute. He's like, but you're magic.
Yeah.
So clearly he's not his brother. And he's actually not even going by Morgan's name. The only thing that's different is his hair. They look exactly the same. And he kind of already has that like that the let's go with it. The douchebag type of like attitude. Like as you saw when we were talking to Yami, I'm just saying. Like, he kind of already had that attitude, and he's kept that attitude the whole time, as you see. And then when he said the thing, he's gone now. Like at first, I thought he was saying that like because he's no longer human. I thought he was kind of on the same level as Dante, but it wasn't that at all. It was just his brother, is dead, and that's what he was stating. So I think he was actually being very literal about that portion. I know a couple people put theories out there and stuff like that he could be him, but he's not. He's not going by Morgan. He's going by Nacht. So I don't think he's trying to pretend to be his brother, especially because if he was trying to pretend to be his brother, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Maybe he dyed his hair, or when he got the demons, his hair changed or something like that. We don't know.
Reverse, maybe more.
I don't know why you think that. I really want Nacht not to be someone that sacrifices his brother.
No, that's not what I mean.
He seems like a good person. Oh yeah, the reverse.
The reverse one, guys.
Morgan is actually Nacht, and Nacht is actually Morgan. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be very interesting.
That one. Okay. And what do you think, Zapdos? What about you?
Well, going back to my theory earlier, I think Nox has the magic to manipulate like current events. And then he got his devil union powers and all the magics from the devils. I think he has a different secret magic down on the inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it carefully, you can see my point of view. Like Noct, since Jack thought that Noct was a different, like Noct is acting rather different, right? So he would assume that he would be a different person. And due to this, I think Noct would be rather, panicky whenever Jack exposes him, right? And then once everyone starts thinking about it, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, who is this person? What happened to Noct? Like Morgan, right? Or Noct?" And they'd be like, I don't know how to word it perfectly, but like, I feel like Noct has a deep down magic inside that can manipulate.
I get what you mean, Zapdos, but you're forgetting that, like, remember, like, if you're saying that he has another power, then that means, like, because you cannot have both the real magic or the demon magic. You have to choose which one, though.
That is true.
But doesn't Dante have like different magics?
So yeah, they have two magic. So you have the demon's magic and your own original magic.
Yeah.
Um, and then that's kind of the thing, and that which is why we see Nacht. He has technically his original magic, which is probably just shadows, the darkness, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then he also has the four different demons, or I'm sorry, devils. I keep saying demons. The four different devil magics, which is I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty badass. He has four of them.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Before we do you guys have any questions or answers with us, anything that you guys want to ask us before I close the stream, because we want to give you guys the take of this chapter and I want you guys to let it know. So please, any questions you want before I moved on? Do you want to say anything, Aiki or Zapdos? Do you have any questions you want to say to yourself or anything that you want to add to it?
No, not really.
Okay.
I have something to add to this.
Okay.
You know what? One of the things I want to ask is, what do you guys want to see out of this next chapter? From what we just saw, what do you guys want to see out of this next chapter?
Kiwi, you can go first.
Okay. The chapter I want to see is more of the backstory. Honestly, I need to know
More
what
backstory.
happened.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know what exactly happened. Why there's like what happened to Morgan, or is it not really what it is? And we need to know what really happened and what made him hate Yami too, because he said he does not like Yami whatsoever. So to me, I feel like I don't want to put on something, but I feel like he was jealous of his relationship. Like to me, I feel like Nak was wanted to be close to his brother, but his brother might be close to Yami. So I
Mhm.
think out of jealousy, he hates Yami. But it's just me. It's just me. I was just thinking like that. But what about you, Zapdos?
Yeah, I would like Tabata to explain Morgan's magic better. Like we know Nacht has the shadow magic, but Morgan needs to be developed more,
Mhm.
as Jack didn't recognize him, as
Yeah.
the regular one. So I would like him to expand on Morgan's past and everyone else's from the
Well, he
previous
recognized them. He
Aquadeers.
recognized them, but he didn't recognize the power.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so he could be like, playing
Yeah.
their minds by acting like a Nacht 2.0.
Mhm.
Mind control. You know what? On this, I think the next chapter that I want to see, or like what I want to see out of this next chapter, I
Mhm.
wanted to start off with, like you said, more of Nox's backstory. I want to know what happened to Morgan. Like, I really want to see what happened to him.
Mhm.
And I want to see what led him on this path to, for one, like what. So we knew he was in the Spade Kingdom, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Necessarily didn't know why he was in Spade Kingdom. Yeah, he was there being a spy and stuff like that. But what was the actual reason why he was there? Maybe it's because maybe someone from the Spade Kingdom killed his brother. And that's why he was there trying to investigate what kind of evil doing is actually going on there.
Mhm.
Or
Oh,
we don't know. But I honestly I want to know more. I want to see more content of that. I don't want to see too much of it, but I want to see some. And I want to get back to this fight because I want to see this impalement thing of him looking all pitiful and stuff like that. I want to see how he got there because
Okay.
he's fighting them and he's doing pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. He's not doing really anything against them, but he's living.
All
Uh,
right. Do you want to add anything else and stuff? Because
I want to see a union power from him. I want to see like some kind of devil union power come from all his devils coming together, him using them all at the same time. I want to see that. I'm throwing that out there. I know spitball heavy.
okay. So I guess that wraps it for us. And be sure to watch our podcast. We go live at 1 p.m. CST and 900 CET. Mondays are Black Clovers, and our our One Piece is on Friday. So if you want to see more of our Black Clovers, it's going to be in Monday review. So that would be, and we will have our One Piece, and One Piece is on break next week. So there's gonna be another upload for it, but it's a different one. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that one. So guys, thank you for watching. If you want to see more of this content, please follow our social media, like and subscribe, and hit that notification, and comment below what you want to see more of it, and ask questions that if we didn't get your questions, you can ask that and we could read it, so you guys can we could read it in the next stream. So I like to have a big thanks for all of the Otaku International subscription, and this is Kiwi-chan and Aiki and Zapdos, and we're saying bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.